Hello and welcome to another video. So today we are at General Atomics and we're going to be scrapping and cleaning up, ready for a build at a later date. So without further ado, let's get on with the scrapping. Okay, so here we are. We're going to clean up the area as we always do. I have actually previously built this one before, however my game save on my previous one that I recorded, unfortunately with mods it kind of happens, the save stopped working. I had actually scrapped it all and built it up as one of the raiders' outposts, I suppose, from Nuka World. And I was pretty much finished it, but unfortunately, as I say, it stopped working. So here we are again, going to have another attempt at giving it a good clean up, learned by some mistakes I made last time. Now, I did have the Settlements Extended mod, which was supposed to make the area bigger, but for some reason this one doesn't seem to work. So, don't know whether that's just my load order or an issue with my mods, but it's still big enough. I'm not really sure what to do with it this time round. Don't think I'm going to make it into another raider base. I think we'll avoid that one this time. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll know I've said it before, I don't really usually have a plan with most things. I kind of just go to an area, scrap it and start building. So last time what I did notice with this one was when you put turrets on in this location, all the Mr. Handies, etc., or Mr. Gutsies, they become hostile. So you can't actually keep them as part of the settlement if you want to have any sort of defense, which is a bit annoying, but it is the way it is. There are mods out there that you can, or just the Automatron DLC that you can make your own robots and things anyway. I was just kind of wanted to keep the vanilla ones there, but it's all good. It's all good. Get rid of all these nasty vines, etc. So there's one of the guys I was talking about there. You do have to be careful if you are scrapping this settlement, purely because you can scrap quite a lot of things by accident. As you can see, the roads do highlight, and when you're in the buildings, the floors, the walls, everything, if you've got the scrap everything mods on there as well. If you've just got the basic scrapping abilities, you should be okay. Clean up the road. I think I'm going to keep a lot of the lampposts in this one and just swap them for working lampposts, which is what I did in the last build I did of this one. I thought it lit it up quite nicely. And I just basically turned every building into a business. So it was kind of a big shopping area, really, or a retail park as we would call them here in the UK. I'm not sure what they would be called elsewhere. And I think I turned one of the buildings, I think which is the one that was the bakery here, I think I turned that into I think that was a toilet shower block kind of thing. But otherwise most of the buildings were generally raider businesses. And I think upstairs in one of them, which was the apartment store, turned that into sort of a little barracks kind of thing. But who knows what we'll do this time. We shall see. It does take a little while to scrap this settlement. It's only a small area, but it does tend to take a little bit of effort. I think just because you've got to be so careful. You can't go speeding through it. If I do make little mistakes, depending on what they are, I will leave it. I've got mods that I can fix certain walls and buildings and things like that, but if it's a major thing, I usually just sort of reload. But fingers crossed we won't have many issues with this one, so... I had noticed with some of the chairs, especially the stools over near the diner part, I didn't scrap them last time, but you don't have the ability to sit on them. So if you want to have the ability to sit on them, you have to scrap them to then build your own. I think the patio chairs and things, some of those were okay, but the stools specifically didn't work for some reason. So obviously you can scrap this settlement or have it as a settlement using the Ultimate Settlement Pack, previously known as the Settlement's Proving Ground, which I have. I think there are other mods out there as well on the Nexus and things that you can use to add settlements. You've obviously got these SKK Mobile Workshop and things you can use. But I don't believe you can assign settlers with that mod, which is a shame. I have looked at another one, the Conquest mod I think it was, which was a mod where you can go to any area, set up a camp, so like out in the wilderness somewhere, set a fire and things like that, but there is the ability to then upgrade that to a workshop, which actually shows on the map, and you can fast travel, and I believe assign settlers. But for some reason when I installed it, I couldn't get it to work. I think it's conflicting with something else I've got, because it worked, I built a camp, everything was fine until I went to upgrade to a workshop, and for some reason it would only show the camping equipment to build instead of showing you the whole workshop. And no matter how I fiddled with it, load orders, everything else, I couldn't figure out what was conflicting, so decided to give that one a miss, unfortunately. I think it would work quite well, but I was contemplating using the SKK Mobile Workshop, but my only concern with that is you just can't put settlers there. I think there is a way to do it. I did read that on there somewhere, but it's a bit of a complicated way of going about things, and you've got to be careful the way you do it, because you can break things, as you can with a lot of mods on Fallout and other games, if you're not careful. For me, I just use mods that help mostly with building and settlements. Not too many ones for weapons and armour and things like that. I have got a handful, but not as many as I have as when it comes to settlement building. Do apologise if I sound a little bit more groggy this morning. I am doing this at last minute. I haven't had a chance, been very busy with work, so it's quite early on. Haven't been long out of bed. I thought I'd better get on this as I'm busy later on today, so if I want to get this video out, I've got to get it done. So we are growing on the channel, and I just want to thank every single one of you for your support so far. It's been very much appreciated. We're closing up to almost, I think we've had 349 as the point of me recording this video, subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic, and thank you everybody. Not many to go. I will be looking at doing the competition / giveaway thing that I discussed in an earlier video. I think that was in, I can't actually remember which video that was in, but have a look back, it's in there somewhere for this, some of the details, but we'll release more details closer to the time. But when we hit 500, I will look at doing a giveaway, so look out for that one. But no, I'm very much appreciated for the support I get from you guys, so thank you for that. And if you are new to the channel, by all means please do like, subscribe, drop a comment, it all helps. I've got to say as well, if you haven't got this one, it's part of, I can't remember the mods, I do apologise, I've got that many workshop mods, but it is one of the workshop ones that help you, or give you the ability to be able to sort of fly around while building. It's absolutely brilliant. You'll find it on the Nexus. If you really want to know, I will try and find out, but drop me a comment and I'll let you know. Otherwise, just have a search on the Nexus, it'll be on there. It's disappointing that I lost all the build that I did last time, because I replaced a lot of things, or built the place up quite considerably. It was very finicky, very fiddly to do, but I got it all done, and it was just very disappointing when it all disappeared. Bit of a lesson learned there, guys. Just don't randomly delete mods mid-game unless you know that it's safe to do so. But yeah, messing around with mods mid-game, especially removing them, can cause some serious issues. I've actually got quite a few recorded elements from that game, and it's very disappointing that I can't use any of them. So, kind of playing catch up. So if you guys know of any interesting mods that I might not be using, do let me know. Especially building mods, always very interested in hearing some more of those. I don't see a lot of building mods coming out anymore. I kind of check quite regularly and see what mods are new and things like that, and although they're absolutely all very fantastic, I don't see a lot of building ones that much anymore. You get the odd few, but I think with a lot of things, I think a lot of them have already been done. But the possibilities, there is still a lot that you could possibly do. I wish I could do it myself. I would be releasing all sorts of stuff. But unfortunately, I'm not quite savvy enough for that. So, sure I could possibly learn, but haven't got time really. I think I just deleted a gutsy there, not too sure. Whoops. They kind of move around. It's very difficult in the buildings if you're not wanting to actually scrap them, the robots, the gutsies and things. It's very difficult, especially in the diner. There's a guy stood behind the counter, and every time I've been in there to try and scrap on the last time I did this, I accidentally deleted him because he kind of wanders in front of you. But they do the same in the gym. It's very annoying. So, although I'm trying my best not to scrap them, there's a very good chance that I might end up scrapping them again anyway. And replacing them with something else. Just straighten this up a little bit. There we go. It's got a lot of potential, this settlement, I would say. Not too sure, as I say, what I'm going to do with it, but it's got potential. Very much so. Oh. Doesn't want us to delete this, so we'll just do a disable on this one. You can find it in we'll mark for delete and then disable. There we go. Problem solved. Don't have to do that often, to be honest. It tends to work pretty well. I know a lot of people tend to have some issues with the scrap everything and scrap just a little bit more is what I've got. Some people tend to have issues. They've got disabled quite a lot. I think it might have something to do with either other mods you've got or just load order. Because I have noticed, I've seen in other videos or comments and things like that, that people have struggled to delete the same items, whereas I've gone in and deleted them straight away, no problem. So could be a bit of a conflict there. But those were the stools that I was talking about. So I did leave them in last time, but they wouldn't let me sit on them, so I decided to get rid of them and build my own. Come on. The thing with the bushes, you've really got to get that sweet spot, and it can be very difficult sometimes. I tend to find sometimes if you just get on... Oh, there we go. Sometimes if you just get on and scrap other bits, you kind of accidentally hit the sweet spot. Well, there we are. Is there anything on the roof? There will probably repair the holes in that roof as well at some point, but yeah, I think we're pretty good for the outside, so we might... Oh, a couple of bits here. Yeah, these stills, they're not usable, so get rid. I think we're doing pretty well on the outside, so... a little bit more. You think you're there, and then you realise, no, you've missed some. With some places, there's kind of a route that you would take. It's kind of obvious, but other ones you kind of here, there, and everywhere trying to scrap. You think, yep, I'm pretty much done now, and then you realise, nope, I've just missed an entire area. Happens all the time. Just a little bit here. Dodgy lamppost. Run that in there for now. I think, apart from a couple of bushes, oh, that's some vines. I think that's us done. Or at least done for the outside. Looking good. So much cleaner already. So guys, I think what we need to do is go into the gym. Okay, here we are. Let's get in here and get scrapping. There we go. I have been for a quick, very quick save, just to make sure I don't lose anything. There we go. See, wander in front of you every time you try and scrap something. The amount of times I've accidentally scrapped them. There he goes again. General clutter. I keep telling myself every time I do this scrapping, I keep saying that I'm going to make sure that I walk around and pick up all the bits you can pick up, so I don't have to mess around when I'm trying to do it, when I'm scrapping everything. But I keep forgetting to do it. And although it doesn't take very long to hop in and out of the workshop, I get very lazy and I can't be bothered to keep going in and out of the workshop. Because God forbid we have to wait those extra few seconds for the loading screen. It was always the same. I always remember playing on the Assassin's Creeds, and when the loading screen comes up, and from the menu and things like that, I was just it's seconds, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds or something like that. But you just get so bored, you just get so impatient with it, and it gets so frustrating that you've got to wait 6 seconds. What has the world come to? That you've got to wait that amount of time. We complain about it, but though when you look at the old consoles, you had to wait a lot longer. I mean, to be fair, we've had some bad ones in the past, haven't we? Commodore 64 cassette tapes. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to load each game, and then you get killed within a few minutes, and then another 5 or 10 minutes to reload. All good fun. And of course, graphics have improved tremendously, but we still whinge, we still moan about it. I think we just forget how bad things were, although good for their day. But they're certainly a damn sight better now. But anyway, guess we've just got to be thankful for what we've got, don't we? So I'll keep hold of this computer. I can't remember what's on it, but I know it's got something on it, so I'll keep hold of that. But we'll get rid of all those boxes. Those boxes so annoy me. It seems that everybody that lived in the Commonwealth has cardboard, soggy boxes. They're all over the place. And clipboards. Just can't get enough of them. We'll see if we can't get these without accidentally getting Mr. Handy there, which we've succeeded. Get rid of these god-awful picture frames. It picks up the poster on the outside of the wall. So we'll do our little disable trick on that one. Get rid. There we are. Perfect. Marvellous. So that one's finished. We'll move on into here and get rid of some of this stuff. Clean up the mess in here. Loads of trash and of course cardboard soggy boxes. So many. Get rid of the trash. This general clutter. Of course, you would think that the guys, these robots, would keep this all clean, but obviously not. I'll tidy up this little waiting area, I guess it is. Maybe. We'll do a proper job later. We'll just roughly straighten them for now, just so we know what we're doing. More trash and more soggy boxes. Get rid of that. And the paintbrush. Don't forget the paintbrush for these deco windows. No, all part of it. I've got the snappy kit, so I might see if I can't replace them. I don't like the boarded up window view. I did actually use the greenhouse walls on the other windows in the building. That worked out quite well. It looked alright. So yeah, I might give that a go. I've been doing Spectacle Island a lot, so I wouldn't mind trying a bit more of a sort of scrappy, rugged build. Spectacle Island's been a little bit more, I don't know, upper market, I guess, as far as real estate's concerned. So it might be nice just to build something a bit scrappy. But I like to do the scrappy builds. I like to do them from scratch. I don't like to build on something we've already got, like these buildings. It can be good. Just find it a little bit more faffy. Mr. Handy Fuels, always good for some oil if you need it. All these piles of trash. It's kind of weird when you're scrapping settlements. It gives you that feeling. Just it's relaxing. That little bit of, I suppose, excitement would be too much of a word to use for that, but a little bit of a sense of achievement at the end when you see how clean it is. You kind of wish that you could make it even more pristine, but we have to look at this like it is in the Commonwealth. It is after the nuclear bombs have dropped, so it wouldn't really be fallout if you made it too pristine, would it? Of course, these lovely picture frames again. But that is this end all done, I think. So down here, where the robot display would have been, or the demonstration area, in my last one I did actually stand them up. So I've got the mod that's got these realistic statues, and some Mr. Gutsy and Mr. Handy and things are actually part of that. So I used this area with those just to look like the raiders had stolen parts and robots and things and selling them on for an extortionate price. At least that was the premise. I can't remember if I kept these though. The pods. I can't remember if I actually kept them or not on this side. I think I did. But I'll leave them ones for now. And there we go. So moving on into the diner, where we're going to have a lot of general clutter and coffee pots and the such. It's got to be careful with this one because I've got to scrap everything, and it does want to scrap literally everything with this building. Walls, floors, ceilings, the lot. And I always accidentally, this is the one where I accidentally kept scrapping there. Mr. Handy there behind the counter. Is his name Greeter? No, Waitron, that's it. Yeah, Greeter is the fella out the front. But I always accidentally scrapped him trying to get that little bit of trash behind him, so success this time. And there's some .44 rounds there if you need them. This is one of the areas I think I should have walked around and potentially picked up all the food and bottles and other junk that you can pick up, because trying to scrap each one of these tiny little objects while not scrapping literally everything else in the building, including the building itself, does work out to be a little on the difficult side. But we manage. This is the old coffee cups and coffee pots and hot plates, of course. Just want to make sure we don't accidentally scrap the chef fella there. Got rid of... I always wondered, they said that this place was not open. They were waiting for the grand opening. So they were waiting for the supervisor to appear, which, if you know, you obviously can pass some speech checks and pretend that you are that person. It always makes me wonder, if it was not open to the public, then where did all the skeletons come from? In the diner? What, or anywhere? Why were they all there? Doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it was actually a cover, it was a front for something, maybe? Not sure. So that was a little bit easier there than trying to actually scrap each individual bit or store them. But yeah, if you think you know, if you've got any idea, by all means drop it in the comments and let me know what you think. But why were these skeletons here if the place was not open? Obviously there weren't skeletons before. So on this one we are going to skip a little bit. We are going to speed this up just to get the process moving, because it is becoming a bit of a longer video. I do try and keep my videos somewhere in the region of about 20 minutes to 30 minutes. 30 minutes on the outset. My very first video was about an hour or so long. That was my Nuka World one. I spent a long time on that one, so I didn't want to miss anything out. But I'm not so sure people really want to sit there for an hour or so watching a tour video. But if you do fancy it, I think I did some good things on there. Opened up some of the buildings that weren't accessible and built some bits in there, which was interesting. But sort of brought the park back to life the way it should have been. But anyway, so yeah, as you can see, there's skeletons everywhere in this place. So if it was never open, and they're clearly skeletons from before the bombs fell, they're certainly not skeletons after. At least I don't think so. I think most of the skeletons usually do indicate that they come from before the bombs, but I could be wrong on that one. Oh, he's moving in and out. I remember this one. So yeah, it's not something I usually do. I don't tend to speed my videos up like this, but it's a big long settlement, and as I say, I have seen some other videos on YouTube where people have sat there and you've got like an hour and 40 minutes of just watching somebody clean up a settlement or build something, and I'm just thinking, you know, yes, some people might find that quite relaxing, but I guess a lot of people probably find that a little bit on the boring side. By all means, if I'm wrong, let me know. Drop it in the comments, but there we go. This is the area that I made into the barracks when I did my previous build. Or I say barracks, kind of a living quarters. Bunk beds everywhere and such. And then this was the building here that I turned into a shower block and wash area. Toilets and stuff. And then this first part had the toilets in, and the back area was the showers. So, yeah. I think the downstairs of the clothing place was actually more of a sort of a chems place, so you could buy chems and sort of chill and have a little den in there, if you know what that is. because I actually found out last time, that if you put the turrets down, the Mr. Handies and the Mr. Gutsies attack the turrets, so they all got wiped out. So I didn't have them in the last one. But I might keep this as more of a kitchen this time, because I might make it into a bit of a restaurant area maybe. Of course the kitchen has to have some soggy boxes with files in it. So we'll slow it down from here. We'll see this last little bit. Now when you first come in here, there is usually gas. So don't go firing off your weapons or anything like that, because you will be in an explosion. I have already scrapped that gas, hence there is no signs of it at the moment. Learned that lesson the hard way last time. I'm not actually sure where the gas comes from, or where it's meant to have come from. Maybe it's just the cooking side of things, I'm not sure. But this room is always filled with gas. And with the scrap everything mod, and scrap that little bit more mod, you can scrap obviously like the gas and oil spills and the sort of idle settler mats, I suppose, for lack of a better way. I'm not really sure what their official title is, but you can do all that, like the hammering in Sanctuary for instance. You can get rid of that sort of thing. Not in Sanctuary though, I don't think. I think maybe you might do. Can't remember. But certainly in other settlements and things like that, you can get rid of those, which is good. And there is plenty of mods out there, if you don't know already, that put idle mats into the game, so you can assign settlers to them, or I think there's ones where you can just randomly put them there and they'll wander around and people will use them randomly. So check those out if you haven't already. But I think this one will definitely be some sort of coffee shop. It's got to be. Slocum Joe's. Come on. Sorry, Slocum's Joe. A lot of grimy walls on this one. Got to be careful we don't scrap the bean. Or the Mr. Bean. If some of you know what I'm talking about. Pretty sure you guys have them in America as well. Or might have seen them in America. But Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson. Great series when I was younger. So we're pretty much coming to the end here. We're doing pretty well so far. I think we're pretty much clean. So like I say guys, you know, let me know. Slightly different video this time. Let me know if it worked for you, if it doesn't. If there's anything that you would like to see on the channel. If there's anything you'd like me to have a go at building. Just please do, you know, give me some suggestions. I'm still doing the Spectacle Island, so definitely need some ideas for that. I've done a few bits already which haven't been released just yet, but I will get round to releasing them soon. Yeah. Everything's looking nice and clean. Loving it. Cool. So that is everything. As I say, drop a like, subscribe and a comment, and let me know what you thought of the video. But until next time, as always, stay safe out there in the wasteland, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.